Have you ever wondered if kindness can be a double-edged sword? We're always taught to be kind, to give without expecting anything in return. But the truth is, too much kindness can not only hurt you, but ruin your life. Have you ever felt taken advantage of because of your own kindness? Do you find yourself exhausted from always trying to please others? Imagine this. You spend your day helping friends, colleagues, and family, yet when you're in need, no one steps up. The harsh reality is that not everyone values what you give. Over time, they begin to take your kindness for granted. And you? You're left drained, disappointed, and asking yourself, what is my kindness really worth? This isn't a call to stop being kind, it's a wake-up call. Kindness without boundaries is emotional self-destruction. Stoicism, the timeless philosophy of life, holds the key. Stoicism doesn't just teach you to be kind, it teaches you how to protect yourself from unnecessary harm while staying true to your values. In today's video, we'll dive deep into 8 ways excessive kindness can destroy your life, and more importantly, how you can regain control. Stick around until the end of the video to uncover Stoic lessons that will help you balance kindness with self-respect. If you find this video valuable, don't forget to hit the like button to support the channel. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss more life-changing lessons from Stoic philosophy. Let's begin this journey to uncover the power of kindness and the hidden dangers lurking beneath it. The harmful effects of excessive kindness. 1. Unrealistic expectations of others. Kindness often comes with an unspoken expectation that it will be reciprocated. You help a colleague complete a challenging project, hoping that when you need help, they'll do the same. But what happens in reality? Sometimes you receive nothing in return, or worse, you're betrayed. Consider this story. Lan is a dedicated employee who's always willing to help her colleagues when they struggle. One weekend, she spends her time assisting Min, a co-worker, with an important report. Yet when Lan later asks Min for help on her own project, he casually declines, saying he's too busy. Lan feels disappointed, hurt, and even angry. This happens not because Lan was wrong to help, but because she placed unrealistic expectations on Min. Stoicism reminds us, do not place expectations on what is beyond your control. You cannot control how others treat you, but you can control how you respond. Instead of expecting reciprocity from others, focus on the intrinsic value of your actions. Help because you want to, because it feels like the right thing to do, not to gain recognition or gratitude. By doing so, you free yourself from negative emotions when your expectations go unmet. Remember, your worth is not defined by others' responses, but by the virtue and intention behind your actions. 2. Making others dependent. Excessive kindness doesn't just affect you, it can harm others as well. When you're always ready to help, people start to depend on you, losing their motivation to take responsibility and grow. Imagine this scenario. Hung is a kind-hearted colleague who always steps in to finish the group's tasks when someone is late. At first, he believes he's helping the team achieve better performance, but over time, his co-workers become lazier, leaving more responsibilities for Hung to handle. The result? Hung becomes overburdened while everyone else puts in less effort. Stoicism teaches us, living rationally means finding a balance between helping others and protecting yourself. By constantly taking on others' burdens, you not only harm yourself but also hinder their growth. So, what's the solution? Learn to say no in a polite but firm manner. You don't have to refuse every request, but consider whether your help is truly necessary. Sometimes, the best way to help someone is to let them solve their own problems. This not only helps you maintain balance, but also encourages others to develop greater independence. Additionally, set clear boundaries. If someone frequently relies on you, have an honest conversation and say, "I'd like you to handle this on your own because it will help you build your skills." You're not just fostering their self-reliance, but also protecting your own time and energy. Remember, kindness doesn't mean carrying everyone's burdens. True kindness lies in helping others become the best version of themselves. Stoic philosophy emphasizes, nothing is truly good unless it is done in the right way and with rationality. By understanding these 2 harmful effects, you not only protect yourself from emotional exhaustion, but also cultivate healthier relationships. Kindness is a gift, but only when it is applied wisely. 3. Neglecting your own goals. One of the hidden dangers of excessive kindness is that it often leads to neglecting your own goals and dreams. When you prioritize others' needs over your own, you might lose sight of what truly matters to you, leaving your aspirations unfulfilled. Imagine this. Mai is a talented graphic designer who dreams of starting her own business. However, she spends most of her time helping friends with their projects, for free. While her intentions are noble, months go by, and her dream remains just that, a dream. She's too consumed with meeting others' demands to focus on her own ambitions. This self-sacrifice may feel like an act of kindness, but Stoicism teaches us that neglecting your own responsibilities in favor of others is neither virtuous nor wise. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have a duty to yourself first, to act in accordance with your nature and purpose." The solution lies in learning to strike a balance. Being kind doesn't mean abandoning your own journey. Set boundaries that allow you to help others without compromising your progress. For instance, allocate specific times for assisting others and dedicate the rest to pursuing your goals. By doing this, you honor both your commitments to others and your responsibility to yourself. Remember, the more you achieve your personal aspirations, the more equipped you'll be to help others in meaningful ways. Your goals are not selfish. They are the foundation for the value you bring to the world. 4. Emotional and financial burnout. Excessive kindness can lead to another destructive outcome: burnout. When you constantly give without limits, your emotional and financial reserves can run dry, leaving you drained and unable to sustain yourself, let alone help others. Consider this scenario. Long is a generous individual who never says no. Whether it's lending money, staying up late to assist a friend, or taking on extra work to help a colleague, he's always there. Over time, however, his emotional energy wanes and his finances become strained. Long begins to feel resentful, yet he's too conditioned to say no. The result? Exhaustion, frustration, and a growing sense of being taken advantage of. The Stoics understood the importance of self-preservation. Seneca warned, "You must take care of yourself first, for you are no use to others if you are depleted." True kindness requires sustainability. It's about giving without depleting your resources entirely. The solution is twofold. 1. Set limits. Determine how much time, energy, or money you can give without harming yourself. For example, decide in advance how much financial help you're willing to provide and stick to it. 2. Prioritize self-care. Take time to recharge emotionally and financially, whether it's saying no to unnecessary obligations, meditating, or creating a budget. Prioritize practices that keep you balanced and healthy. By caring for yourself first, you can give more effectively and sustainably. Remember, kindness isn't about martyrdom. It's about offering support in a way that preserves your ability to thrive. Stoicism teaches us that helping others starts with maintaining your own strength. Understanding these effects allows you to see kindness through a more balanced lens. It's not about giving less, but about giving wisely, ensuring you remain strong enough to make a lasting impact. 5. Losing personal boundaries. When kindness knows no boundaries, it often leads to one painful consequence. People begin to take advantage of you. By always saying yes, you unintentionally teach others that your time, energy, and resources are theirs to use without limits. Picture this. Hoa is known for being accommodating. She takes on extra tasks at work, always helps her friends with their personal problems, and never hesitates to lend a hand to anyone in need. But over time, she realizes that her life no longer feels like her own. Every moment is filled with obligations she didn't choose, leaving her stressed and drained. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of protecting your boundaries. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." A truly good person lives with wisdom, and part of that wisdom is knowing when to say no. The solution lies in reclaiming control of your boundaries. Start by identifying areas where you feel overwhelmed or overcommitted. Then, practice saying no kindly but firmly. For example, instead of agreeing to yet another request, you might say, "I'd love to help, but I'm currently focusing on my own priorities." Setting boundaries doesn't make you less kind. It makes your kindness more intentional. By protecting your time and energy, you ensure that when you do give, it's meaningful and impactful. Remember, True generosity is not about sacrificing yourself, it's about giving from a place of balance and strength. 7. Losing your sense of self-worth. Excessive kindness can lead to a dangerous trap, basing your self-worth on the approval and recognition of others. When you live to please everyone, you begin to rely on external validation, forgetting that your value comes from within. Imagine this scenario. Anne is the go-to person in her social circle. She's always the first to volunteer, to help, and to say yes to any request. Over time, she notices that she feels empty when others don't acknowledge her efforts or express gratitude. Slowly, her sense of worth becomes tied to how much she's appreciated by others. Stoic philosophy teaches us that self-worth is not derived from external factors, but from living in accordance with virtue. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "It is not what others say about you that defines your character, but how you live in alignment with your principles." The solution? Focus on being virtuous for its own sake, not for applause. Remind yourself that your kindness is valuable because it reflects your inner goodness, not because someone else acknowledges it. Practice affirming your worth independently. For example, after helping someone, take a moment to reflect on the virtue of your actions rather than waiting for their gratitude. Additionally, learn to say no to avoid overcommitting yourself for external validation. Remember, the goal isn't to make everyone happy, it's to live a life true to your values and priorities. By anchoring your self-worth in your own principles, you become resilient to the fluctuations of external opinions. Kindness becomes an expression of your strength, not a plea for approval. 8. Becoming a target for manipulation. Perhaps the most insidious consequence of excessive kindness is becoming a target for those who seek to exploit it. Predatory individuals often identify overly kind people as easy marks for manipulation, using their generosity to serve selfish ends. Consider this. Bin is a kind-hearted man who never hesitates to help others, even at great personal cost. A co-worker repeatedly asks him for financial loans, promising to pay back but never does. Bin doesn't want to appear rude or unkind, so he continues to lend, despite knowing deep down that he's being used. Stoicism warns us to be wary of such exploitation. Seneca wrote, "The greatest kindness is not to enable others' faults, but to guide them toward virtue." True kindness does not mean allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. It means acting wisely and setting boundaries that protect both you and others from harm. To prevent manipulation, be discerning about whom you help and how. Ask yourself, is this person genuinely in need, or are they taking advantage of my generosity? Am I enabling harmful behavior by continually saying yes? It's also essential to communicate your boundaries clearly. For example, you can say, "I'd love to help, but I can't support this request right now. I hope you understand." This ensures that your kindness is not mistaken for weakness. Finally, practice the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control, your actions, not how others perceive you. Protecting yourself from manipulators isn't selfish. It's a way to preserve your energy and resources for those truly in need. By understanding these two harmful effects, you can transform kindness from a potential weakness into a powerful strength. Self-worth, grounded in virtue and the ability to set firm boundaries, ensure that your kindness enriches your life rather than depleting it. As Stoicism reminds us, be kind, but be wise. How to be kind without getting hurt. Kindness is a virtue, but without wisdom and boundaries, it can lead to emotional exhaustion, manipulation, and a loss of self. The good news is that you don't have to choose between being kind and protecting yourself. Stoicism offers timeless principles to help you balance generosity with self-preservation. Let's explore practical strategies to practice kindness in a way that benefits both you and others. Learn to say no, politely but firmly. One of the hardest lessons for kind-hearted people is learning to say no. Society often equates kindness with constant availability, but Stoicism teaches us that true kindness is not about always saying yes, but about acting with intention. Saying no doesn't make you less kind, it makes your kindness more meaningful. When you always say yes, you spread yourself too thin. This leaves you drained and resentful, unable to give your best to anyone, including yourself. Saying no helps you preserve your energy and focus on what truly matters. How to say no. gracefully. Acknowledge the request. Start by showing empathy. For example, I understand this is important to you. Express your limitation. Clearly and kindly state why you can't help. For example, I'd love to assist, but I have other commitments right now. Offer alternatives. If possible, suggest another way they can get help. For example, perhaps you can ask name who might be better suited for this. If you struggle to say no, start small. Practice with low-stakes situations, such as declining an invitation to an event you're not interested in. Over time, you'll gain confidence in setting boundaries while maintaining respect for others. Establish clear boundaries. Without boundaries, your kindness can be exploited. Setting boundaries ensures that your generosity is sustainable and that you remain in control of your time, energy, and resources. Boundaries are not barriers. They are guidelines that define what is acceptable in your interactions. They protect you from overcommitment and help others understand your limits. Steps to create healthy boundaries. 1. Identify your limits. Reflect on what feels overwhelming or draining. For instance, how much time can you realistically dedicate to helping others without neglecting your needs? 2. Communicate clearly. Be upfront about your boundaries. For example, I'm happy to help, but I can only commit to a specific amount of time or support. 3. Be consistent. Once you've set a boundary, stick to it. This builds trust and ensures others take your limits seriously. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Boundaries allow you to focus on what you can control, your actions and decisions, without being overwhelmed by others' demands. 3. Help with purpose and intention. Kindness becomes most powerful when it's guided by purpose. Instead of saying yes to every request, consider whether your actions truly add value and encourage others to grow. When you help without intention, your actions may enable dependency or even hinder someone's growth. Purposeful kindness, on the other hand, empowers others and ensures your efforts have a lasting impact. Questions to ask before helping. Will my help genuinely benefit this person, or am I simply solving a short-term problem? Am I helping in a way that encourages self-reliance, or am I fostering dependency? Does this action align with my values and priorities? Instead of doing a task for someone, teach them how to do it themselves. For example, I can guide you through this process so you'll know how to handle it next time. Offer support that encourages personal growth, such as sharing resources or advice, rather than solving the problem entirely. Seneca wrote, "The greatest gift is not to give things, but to guide others toward virtue." Purposeful kindness aligns with Stoic values by fostering independence and growth in those you help. 4th, practice Stoic principles in kindness. At the core of Stoicism lies the idea that we cannot control others or external events, but we can control how we respond. This mindset is key to being kind without getting hurt. When you give with the expectation of gratitude or reciprocity, you set yourself up for disappointment. Stoicism teaches us to act from virtue, not for validation. By focusing on your intentions rather than others' reactions, you protect yourself from emotional harm. How to apply Stoicism to kindness. Detach from outcomes. Offer help without expecting thanks or repayment. The act of giving, when aligned with your values, is reward enough. Control your reactions. If someone takes advantage of your kindness or responds poorly, remind yourself that their actions are beyond your control. Reflect daily. Spend time each day reflecting on your actions. Ask yourself, did I act with virtue? Was my kindness genuine and intentional? Stoic. Exercises for practicing kindness. Negative visualization. Before offering help, imagine the possibility that your efforts might not be appreciated. This prepares you emotionally and helps you give without attachment. The dichotomy of control. Remind yourself, I cannot control others' gratitude, but I can control my intention to act kindly. Suppose you lend money to a friend who doesn't pay you back. Instead of dwelling on resentment, reflect on your reasons for lending. I helped because it was the right thing to do, not because I needed their gratitude. This perspective allows you to maintain peace of mind. Kindness is a powerful tool for connection and growth, but only when practiced with wisdom and balance. By learning to say no, setting clear boundaries, helping with intention, and embracing Stoic principles, you can protect yourself from the potential harms of excessive kindness. Remember, true kindness is not about self-sacrifice, it's about living virtuously and acting in alignment with your values. Stoicism teaches us that kindness, when guided by reason and virtue, strengthens both the giver and the receiver. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." Let your kindness flow from a place of strength and purpose, creating a life where generosity and self-respect coexist in harmony. Kindness is undeniably a virtue, one that connects us, uplifts others, and reflects the best of humanity. But as we've explored, kindness without boundaries can become a double-edged sword. It can drain your energy, erode your self-worth, and open the door to manipulation. Excessive kindness, left unchecked, risks not only your well-being, but also the very relationships you aim to nurture. Stoicism offers us a timeless reminder: be kind, but be wise. True kindness is rooted in balance. It thrives when guided by reason and aligned with virtue. It is not about saying yes to every request or giving until you're empty. It's about acting with intention, setting boundaries, and preserving your strength. Only then can your kindness serve its highest purpose, both for yourself and for others. As you move forward, remember, learn to say no when necessary, without guilt or hesitation. Establish boundaries that protect your time, energy, and values. Help with purpose, encouraging independence rather than dependence. Embrace Stoic principles, focusing on your actions rather than the reactions of others. By practicing kindness with these strategies, you can lead a life of generosity that empowers you and inspires those around you. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others. Together, we can spread the wisdom of Stoicism and help more people live a balanced, fulfilling life. Thank you for joining this journey. Let's continue to grow stronger, wiser, and kinder, one step at a time.